Hey, man, bear. You put in the text. You got prohibited from possessing firearms for 5 years. I'm guessing that's because of a DVRO, domestic violence restraining order. Once the ban is over, can I reapply? Yeah, you can, but one of the things you need to know is that most likely whoever got the restraining order against you is probably going to do what's called a renewal. And if it's in a state like California, those renewals are pretty freaking easy to get. Basically, you apply, you say like, "I'm still scared of him," and yeah, you get a restraining order, and so they continue it for like another 5 years or maybe lifetime, depending on what happened in the underlying original restraining order. Hope that helps. Oh, Manbir, you're in Canada. That's probably worse, dude. Like they're going the way of Australia, where it's like taking the guns away from everybody. Dude, this new domestic violence restraining order stuff, it's so wacky. They're coming out with this new coercive control arguments. And basically, what it means is like whatever the victim wants to be used by counts. It's kind of crazy. Good morning, Christopher. She never got charged, but the orders were granted, the prohibition order, and they seized your firearms. That's that's horrible, man. But this is the wacky world we're living in. Where in Canada are you? No, I'm not in Seattle. I'm in Los Angeles. Seattle would be cold and wet and rainy. Dude. I was just in Vancouver last year. Just about this time last year, I was in Vancouver for the weekend. Beautiful, beautiful place. Like, it's a gorgeous city. I could totally see living in Vancouver if they let me move there, but they probably wouldn't. Oh, I'm just learning these controls. I've never really done Riverside Live or YouTube Live, so we're playing with all kinds of new stuff. David says he's got day 3 of our plenary hearing next week. This week's testimony was the child custody expert retained by my ex's attorney. His reports concluded that we were both fit, willing, and able. That's a good start. It also found that my business was a safe environment for our 3-year-old, much to her and her attorney's frustration. Nice. Especially when I cross-examine. Oh, you cross-examine. Well done. However, he is still recommending the archaic every other weekend paradigm. Aside from following your guidebook recommendations, how can I counter? What's the reason for the every other weekend? Like, why did he come up with that? Because if you're both fit, willing, and able, and your business is a safe environment, I'm going to assume your house is a safe environment also. What was the reasoning? Because, if you're working and mom's working and you both have to work and the kid's going to be in daycare, why can't you guys just split the non-daycare hours? Or maybe you need to have the kid more because mom has to work and she put the kid in daycare. Brandon says, "Hey, David, enjoy your content. In the middle of a 50-50 hearing, 50-50 ruling in the temp orders. I just discovered an RFP that my wife admitted is self-harming. Oh, to her therapist regularly just a few months prior to filing. She's otherwise been a safe and good mom. We'll see about that. Have you seen anything like self-harm come into play to influence outcome of the final decree? She's been using tactics to deflate her income to try to win offsetting child support, and I'm considering whether to go after primary. Absolutely go after primary. Obviously, you should be asking for as much as possible because it's the only way to negotiate. You know, in many cases, self-harming and or ideation can be considered domestic abuse, and that becomes a question of what's mom's mental stability, and is she abusing you and or the kid by threatening to self-harm or threatening to do something else. So I would definitely find a way to bring that in. If the roles were reversed, the argument would be that she is afraid that because you're self-harming, you'll do something to the baby, and she's afraid that you're going to self-harm and take the baby with you. So flip the script, man. David says she moved 2 hours away and got remarried. Oh, there we go. That's why it's that 2 hour commute. That's what's so. What when you buy the book, the book, Dad Chuck has the action plan. One of the things we say is you got to live close because it's one of the 3 P's. You got to have the paperwork, you got to have the persistence, and you got to have the proximity. You got to live close to the kid. If you live closer to the kid, you might end up with more time. Brandon says she was diagnosed with dissociative disorder as well. Thanks, dude. I would start hammering that stuff. Like, I want a full-on psyche eval of she's self-harming, she's dissociating. Like, what's going on here? Is this postpartum stuff? All of this is because if she's trying to like keep the kid from you, you need to go to the wall. George writes a novel. I'm sorry, kidding. I got a question. A soon-to-be ex was talking to multiple men behind my back. Common. When I found out, I got upset through my cell phone. Yep, that you're an abuser. You're angry and you're an abuser. That's like bad. It wasn't thrown at anyone or near anyone. Got it. But she said she was afraid. Yep, she was afraid. That's all it took. She got the restraining order. Get another court date July 31. Oh, she's already dating someone new after knowing him for only a few weeks. Not surprising. She's borderline personality. Probably was amazing sex in the beginning, and now she just hates you. Oh yeah, she's had him staying at her house when the kids are there. Great. He's got multiple DUIs, 2 assault and batteries. Nice. She's picked a winner this time because the restraining order. There's nothing you can do. That's right. You are totally helpless. In terms of some things, and you feel like you're failing your kids. Well, your feelings are valid. We hear that a lot in the VIP program when guys come in and at first and they get hit with the restraining order. These are the feelings they're dealing with because they've been kneecapped. Honestly, those domestic violence restraining orders just take you out at the knees, and now you're trying to like climb uphill. and you've got to go through the whole process of rehabilitating yourself. And so that's why I would recommend, obviously I'm going to shill my own book, but start there. Dad's Child Custody Action Plan, available at dadslawschool.com, Dad's Law Books, and even Amazon. But if you buy it at my website, I'll send you an autographed copy. Also, if you're going to be representing yourself, we've got videos that will help you learn how to represent yourself. Brandon, judge ordered CCEs. Wait, let me just finish up here with George. Has anyone been through something similar? George, you are like one of 100,000 dads who are going through this right now. It's horrible. And if you want more help, I've got lots of other programs. We've got books, we got the video courses, we got the VIP program where I do weekly group coaching for 2 hours every week with the guys on Zoom. So no matter where you are in the world, because we've had guys from Australia and Brazil and the UK and South Africa and the Czech Republic, you can come in and find some support and get some help on how to represent yourself in family court. Go to dadslawschool.com. It's a big red button in the upper right-hand corner. Brandon, judge ordered CCEs. That's their child custody evaluations, I'm going to assume. I've been avoiding to save money and hope to mediate, but this info is new. Yeah, Brandon, your chances of mediating are like, they're not great. Judge is going to order you to go to mediation, but the reality is mom is entitled and empowered and playing the victim, so she has to be afraid of you, even though on the backside she's probably inviting you over to like come bang. Don't ever do that, by the way. If there's a restraining order, don't ever take the bait. It's a bad idea. It's going to get you in trouble. The child custody evaluations, generally what ends up happening is dads go in, they say, I'm a great dad, and mom comes in and she's got an encyclopedia of everything you've ever done wrong, why she's an absolute saint and she's the most perfect parent that's ever lived, and she's sacrificing everything for her kids. And they flip the evaluator, and it just becomes like now you're fighting the evaluator and mom's lawyer and someone else. And they're expensive as fuck, to be honest. I try and avoid them as much as possible. Oh, Cora wants my opinion on a mother withholding information. She was court ordered for the past 9 years, and we also found she never listed dad down at all and instead always put down the stepdad. Never allowed conversations gift. Now she's filing abandonment. That's the definition of a bad mom. Like I have videos on this. Like the definition of a bad mom makes you go to court. So yeah, she's filing abandonment because she's either found like a new source for money, and that's who she wants to take over, which is possible. But I would say she's a bad mom. David, my ex pulled the silver bullet back in 97. Yep. You were able to get custody. True. But in 97, it was also a very different time. 1997, we had, what was that? That was like right around the time of O.J. Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson murders. It was still a much more reasonable world. We've changed a lot in the last 30 years. You're welcome, George. We got here. Billy's trying to say something. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm wanting to move back to Cali with my 3-year-old daughter. That's where all her family is. Mom wants to stay in Texas. The only support she has is her boss, landlord, and the boss is paying. Her boss also got evicted. That's fucking great. Billy, you moving from Texas to California is, you got a Texas judge making that decision, and it's a bit of a good old boy state. So you got to have some really good reasons for why you want to move, and I would say you got an uphill battle on that one. You might win, but I'd probably want to know more about it. David says the reason he won was he had dozens of people write letters of recommendation to the judge. Definitely made a big difference. Awesome. Uh, Billy says that her boss also got me evicted out of the family home. Are they smashing? I'm betting. I'm betting we got the smashing going on. Cora says she got my book. This message thing is not the most stable. It's kind of giving me some headaches. Thank you, Cora. Glad you got the book. Yeah, reunification's like good and bad. The moms. I was just thinking about doing a video on this. The kids have Stockholm syndrome, and Stockholm syndrome is where the kids start identifying and bonding with their kidnappers. It comes out of a 1973 bank robbery case, and what ends up happening is because the kids are with their kidnappers, and they're depending on that kidnapper for room, board, housing, love, food, all that stuff. They start bonding more and more, and because in many situations it's the mom who's the kidnapper, um, and the kidnapper role, I should say. Um, the kids just bond there, and then they do whatever mom says about dad. So Michelangelo. I don't know why this thing does that. Like, what's going on here? Studio chat. Michelangelo, this would have come in handy back in 2012. Might have had me save my house, both cars, jobs, and 90 grand. Well, that's what it might do for people going forward. Billy. It's for my daughter. I know her boss is a girl. So, Billy, I hate to point this out to you, but even in Texas, girls bang girls. Um, her boss used to be my best friend. What? Even my soon to be ex wife family's in Cali. Well, okay, Riverside is definitely giving me some problems here. Not enjoying this experience with the Riverside. So you used to have your best friend was a girl. That's her boss used to be like my best friend of 18 years, and her husband. We grew up together. Oh, that sucks. Probably lost friend and wife or girlfriend. Sorry about that, man. It blows. There's got to be a better way to do this public chat thing. You got 2 job offers, a house, parenting plan to keep your daughter's mom involved, willing to pay all airfares. Listen, give it a shot, dude. You make the arguments, but I got to tell you, like, this is Texas, and judges are like, moms are better, even when they're not. Just saying. You know, have you got the book? Like, you should check out the book. Book will help you. Corey, enjoyed the book. Yay! Helpful for sure. I have an attorney, but trying to gather as much knowledge as possible. It's my first live group. Glad to see you here. Hey, I'm glad to see you too, Corey. You know, if you're looking for more information, check out the VIP program. You know, I've got weekly group coaching where I spend 2 hours every Thursday working with dads to strategize their case, do discovery plans, explain to them what's going on. And a lot of times, guys with lawyers come into the VIP program to learn how to keep their lawyers accountable. So I'm willing to bet that the monthly dues on my VIP program is less than 1 hour of your lawyer's time. And you're going to learn all of my video courses for child custody, child support, discovery, evidence, objections, contempt, and child custody 101. And we got a couple new ones coming out too. So check it out, dadslawschool.com. Big red button in the right hand corner. Thanks, Corey. Riverside is definitely not got this like dialed in for the public chat. Definitely gets wonky. Billy wants to know, what if she has kept each other away from me because court orders, we are joint custodial parents. None of us are primary. She enrolled during school 30 minutes away from where she filed for divorce. Yeah, that's normal. So she's breaking standing orders multiple times. This is a common complaint of dads is they file and they abide by the court orders and mom completely ignores them. And the judges don't do much. Truthfully, the judges very rarely are going to make mom actually comply with the court orders. They're going to make you comply because you're probably having complied to pay child support. They're going to make you comply with that because they'll just take it out of your paycheck or out of your bank account. Yeah, this is the contempt of court order that men get so frustrated with is because they follow the rules and moms don't, and the judges do nothing. And this is my personal beef with a lot of these lawyers, a lot of these judges is they don't enforce their own rules when they should. You know, if they took 2 kids away from moms who didn't follow court orders, all the other moms would start following court orders, and it would probably be better for the kids because studies show that like kids raised by dads do better. Kids raised with mom and dad in household do better than single parent moms, and kids raised by single dads alone do as good as households with mom and dad. Dan. Oh, Dan, I don't know what you're saying here because I can't get this thing to. There we go. Where are we with Title 4D reform? Unless and until that happens, people will still have incentive to blow their families up and collect tax free money, even with 50-50 time. You are 100% correct, and that is not a battle I am taking on. There's just no, like, I have no interest in that one. Like, I know I'm a horrible human being because I don't want to dedicate myself to destroying Title 4D. You know, the multi-$100 billion industry that handles child support across 50 states and all territories. You think I should just take on and like dismantle? No, no, I'm not going to do that. And I don't think anyone else is going to do that. And it's a giant bureaucracy. And that's like saying, when are we going to get socialized healthcare? Look at how much fucking trouble we've had trying to just get like health insurance that people have to pay for, let alone a socialized system. So, and by the way, Dan, what are you doing to reform Title 4D? Where are you signing up to like go talk to the legislatures and do the GoFundMe's to raise the money to hire the lawyers to rewrite the legislation to get the legislators to like pass that shit? You know, you got to go through Congress on that, so it's going to be some expensive proposition. You better get on that GoFundMe there, boy. I'm just saying. Uh, Billy's wanting to know something. Yeah, stop the divorce. You're not going to stop the divorcing because the divorcing is caused by the women. Yeah, and they would stop divorcing their husbands unless there was chesting, meaning cheating, and abuse. No, because by the way, they're the ones who are doing the most cheating. Uh, Dan's got some comment about the divorce industrial complex is bringing an end to our society. Our children have zero incentive to marry and have families, especially divorce. You are 100% on that one, dude. But I think it's not just the divorce industrial complex. It is the women's lobby. It is the domestic violence lobby. It is gender studies in college. It is a whole bunch of things. And you can't just say it's one thing, dude. All right. I'm going to go get some tea growing or brewing. I'll be right back. Give me I need to have a thing that says like I'll be right back. Where's a sticker? Do I have stickers? That'd be kind of cool. Do we have stickers? We don't know. I don't know stickers. Gonna have to get one of those. So I'll be right back. Just making tea. Nope, 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 nope. All right, I'll be right back. Billings. So there's a big chance that the judge would favor with the mom, even though she's totally controlled by her boss. Bingo. It's called internalized bias. That moms are just better. It's just the assumption by a lot of judges, particularly in some more conservative states, that moms are just better parents. And it's not true. But that's their bias. Justin wants to know best advice for dad about to go through custody with a covert narcissist mom who was letting me see my child until she found out I had a woman over. Oh, dude, you obviously have not gotten my book yet, where I say don't get a girlfriend. You don't get a girlfriend until you get final orders, which does not mean you don't have sex. You can have sex, just don't let it be like known that you're having sex with another woman. Justin, you might want to check out this book, available on dadslawschool.com, dadslawbooks.com, Amazon. I got a VIP program to help you guys learn how to represent yourself. And Chris got my book after his fourth attorney didn't show up. Dude, that's fucking like, what's up with that? That's pretty amazing. But he's fighting the restraining orders. He's got 4 kids. Mom's got 4 kids by 4 fathers. Ooh. You moved for work. Now you're flying to see your kid. All right. You don't say how old your daughter is, but you hope to file your own paperwork to get phone calls or at least screen time with her. Well, I'm glad I gave you some hope, dude. But let's do more than like give you hope. Let's get you some tools. You know, I don't know where you got the book, but I got videos that go along with that stuff. Child custody, discovery, evidence, objections. There's a whole video course for that. And if you want more than that, we've got weekly group coaching in the VIP program. 2 hours every Thursday. I get together with a bunch of guys and they ask me questions, and we go over their cases and get to know each other and support each other through this bullshit. Check it out. VIP program, dadslawschool.com. Thank you. Justin, got my book. Yay. Appreciate my writing it. Awesome. So much info has helped me. Appreciate you writing it so much with knowing what to do and what not to do or say. Good. That's awesome, man. Glad I could help. North Carolina. Yeah, you got some conservative judges in North Carolina, man. That's a very, very red state. They say maybe it's going purple, but I don't see a whole lot of it. Billy's back. What if her son said he will testify against her, saying it's best for our daughter to come back to California with me? How old's the son? And maybe, like, don't be surprised if that doesn't actually happen. People say they'll do a lot of things, and until they actually show up, doesn't really matter what they say. Until they actually like are on the witness stand on testifying. But give it a shot, man. If you want help with that, check out the VIP program. I'm happy to help you. Because, hey, we'd love to have you in California. You know why? Because you're fucking awesome. You know, those moveaways are just freaking horrible, dude. They're hard to figure out. Millie says he's 18 and a victim of abuse from wife's ex-husband, and she stayed with him for 10 years. She doesn't put her kids first. Of course not. They don't. Okay, but so he's 18. That means he's an adult. He can testify, and hopefully he's got a little bit of resentment because he was abused by her ex-husband. John Higgins. What up, brother? Great stuff you're doing here. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. By the way, it says Mother Teresa didn't marry the devil. That means when mom goes into court and she's like, I'm a saint and he's horrible. Got to remind the judge of that. Listen, I'm not as bad as she's saying, and she ain't as good as she's saying. Let's bring this back to reality here. We're both normal human beings. So, what do you guys think would be a good thing to do to help dads besides what I'm doing? What else do they need? Like, what else can we do to like get these dads the support they need to fight these battles? Any suggestions? Corey, try to keep this short, but with some input. I've been de facto primary only caregiver the last year. Mom pops in and out. She disappeared with them for 2 months, takes the 8-year-old out of school and tries the silver bullet. Got the restraining order dismissed. Yes. And then the Finns case. I don't know what the Finns is. The judge worded it best interest for the kids to spend the summer with dad. That's good. Mom gets 1 day visit a week and can't leave the county. There's been one visit in 5 weeks from mom, and she failed a drug test. Nice. Wow, that's a good move. I would think this sets up well for future court. Corey, yes. And I am going to tell you, like, I don't know what your situation is, but get the damn book. You probably want to get the videos that go with the book. Or if you got the availability and the time, check out the VIP program because you can talk to me and all the other dads for 2 hours every Thursday. Every month, we get together 4 times a month, every Thursday, go over stuff exactly like what you're talking about to get you positioned because she's going to come into court. I'm betting. And she's going to cry and her lips going to quiver and there's going to be tears. She's going to be like, I miss my kids and I'm so sorry. And I'm a good mom. And you're going to be like, she's a good mom. And I'm going to be like, no, she's not a good mom. She's a bad mom. She's a drug addict, active user. Go with everything. Don't be falling in the she's a good mom thing. I don't want to hear that from you. Get your butt, get active, get prepared. You are going to battle. We've got a new thing coming out called the War Room. It'll be announced more in the next couple weeks. But you guys got to start like manning up. Stop making excuses for these women. Because you think like, oh, she's a good mom. No, she's not. She's not a good mom. Rob from BC sending appreciation. Thank you. Weird case from John Higgins. I got primary custody of a kid. It's not biological mine. We lived in North Carolina. Mom moved to LA or Louisiana. It's been a year since she saw them. What's the chance she came back and caused problems? Hi. They're hi. She's going to come back and cause problems. She's going to come back and say, they're my kids. I want my kids. And you got to give me my kids. And you better be like, you should probably go to court and get your court orders to protect you and the kids. Justin, equal laws. Mom shouldn't have more say so over child than father. Yep, that's 100% true, dude. And guess what? Straight men still want to white knight women. They want to come in and protect them and save them. And the minute they cry, the minute they're like, the lips are quivering and it's so hard. You have no idea how hard it is. You guys just fucking melt. You just melt. And you're like, oh, let me protect you. Here, I have to protect you. Who's the big bad guy that's abusing you? And everybody falls in line and it's just like, oh, give her whatever she wants. And then dad gets screwed. And then he's like, it's not a fair system. It's not a fair system because you're playing with a system that encourages victimhood. And a woman's greatest strength is her ability to be a victim. Corey, family need of service, fins. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I never heard that one before. Right. Or that's awesome. You're welcome, Corey. Go check it out, dude. Check out the dad's law school stuff, man. It's there. I gotta figure this stuff out. Text. Lower thirds to share with your audience. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know what that's doing, but it's a link. Not what I want. Let me see. Save and choke. Let's see what that says. Yeah. Cool. Now, how do I change colors? What's up with that? Customize, large. Let's go. Black on white. Yeah, all right. Let's go. Timer. Timer off. Uh oh. The adopted nephew sending pictures. Oh, he's in Hawaii for vacation. It's his 9-year-old's birthday, and they're at some beautiful Hawaiian place. Man, gorgeous. I haven't been to Hawaii. I need to go to Hawaii. It's funny because I've been to um, Indonesia, New Zealand, South Africa, Namibia, England, Scotland, Germany, France, Mexico, Canada, Jamaica, China, and yet Hawaii. Not been to Hawaii. All right, let's go back and see what we got here in the old chat. Two new messages. Doing our kids like this isn't in the kids' best interest, says Justin. I always thought my daughter's mom was a good mom until I seen her need for vindictiveness. The need for control was greater than what was best for our daughter. You are 100% right. She's a bad mom. Nate! Nate Saul. What do you got to say for yourself, Nate? Let me see if I can get this thing on screen. What do you parents feel about raising a child of your own now? Parents want you white people removed from birth certificate. So real dad can now have visitation, but still wants to pay child support. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, dude. Still wants you to pay child support. What do you parents feel about raising a child as your own? Now parent wants you removed from birth certificate, so real dad can now have visitation. Oh, so you were the stepdad, but they still want you to pay child support. Well, did you adopt the kid? Because if you adopted the kid, you're on the hook for the child support until the other person takes over. John, any chance to adopt without having to get mom's signature? Nope. Her only way was to get her rights taken away. She missed a year. Sounds like enough evidence to me. Nope, sorry. Probably not going to be enough there, buddy. But what you may be able to get is temporary custodial orders because you've been the primary parent for all that time. So that may work. Getting schooled. Watching from down under, mate. Hey, buddy, I'm supposed to be down under in October. There is a parental alienation study group conference going on in Perth. For those that don't know, that's the west coast of Australia, the far, far side, over by Singapore. And I'm supposed to be speaking a couple times there, and I'm planning on being there. So hopefully you're nearby. We can go grab a flat white. Did I get that right? This thing is not these. This does not work well. I think we may switch. We may not use Riverside again. Although I like being able to stream to multiple things. See if we can get that fixed. Maybe that's the problem. Seems like we're having some Instagram issues. Maybe that's what's causing the problem. I got 3 streams. Back to the chat. All the way down. All right, guys, it's been an hour, and I am going to, I think, wrap it up here, and maybe I'll try one of the other platforms because I'm not enjoying this experience with the Riverside and the chat thing. I don't know what's going on there. So, thanks for being here, and we'll do this again soon. Have a great weekend. Remember, you're fucking awesome.